Welcome inside Knicks and Six, where we break down everything you need to know about the Knicks right now. And right now, there is so much good stuff going on with this franchise. I'm Rebecca Haarlow alongside Bill Pidto. Bill, I know you're fired up about your Knickerbockers. Right now, in this very moment, what is the one thing you are most looking forward to?
Just optimistic. As we tape this, they're 15-7 in the last 22. You take away some of these heartbreaking losses, which very much could have been wins. Chicago lost, Dallas lost, Milwaukee lost, most recently the Toronto loss. I mean, we're talking like 19, that would be 4 more wins, it'd be 19-2. Now that's not necessarily realistic, but the point is 15-7 in the last 22, that's good enough, despite the heartbreaking defeats, a handful of those along the way here.
Yes, well, those heartbreaking defeats and then those big time wins are happening all over the Eastern Conference. And to me, I am so excited about the fact that the Knicks are in the playoff race, 1, and 2. This is going to be one of the most exciting back halves of an NBA season that we have seen in a long time, because there is so much talent, but then also so much parity in the Eastern Conference. When you look at 2-11, there is going to be so much shuffling that happens for the remainder of the season, and where the Knicks land is just going to depend on how well they play down the stretch. But there's so many exciting things happening for this team. And I was actually talking to Julius Randle about the Eastern Conference. I asked him to describe it. He said, a beast. And for fans, it is going to be so much fun to watch.
You know, you bring up Julius Randle. Let's give him all the props in the world. He has been just, I got the sense sometimes, I don't know how you feel, Rebecca, we're around it on a game-by-game basis. I think you need to take a step back and just appreciate how well he's playing. I think, we go through our stuff, pregame, postgame. Yeah, he got 28-16. He had 25-17. The other night he had 42-15, okay? He's a first Knick since Patrick Ewing, since 96. To get at least 40 points and 15 rebounds in the same game. As we do this segment, he's got 17 double-doubles in his last 18 games, and he's having a career year in terms of scoring. He's at 24.4. His rebounds per game at 10.6. So he's playing even better than he did 2 years ago during the COVID year. How about that?
He is. He is an absolute all-star, and I cannot wait to see him get back onto that team. I know it's going to mean a lot to him and his family. He was telling me the other day that one of the things that made him so proud when he was an all-star a couple of years ago was that Kaiden, his son, was able to walk around and say, I've got an all-star dad. And he said, I just want to hear that again. And I would love to see that for Julius Randle. But then how about this? Let's talk about Jalen Bruson, player of the week. And listen to these stats: 35 points on 50% from 3, not just field goal percentage, 3-point shooting, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He is doing everything for this team. He is also Mr. Clutch. And then when you throw in RJ Barrett, who's been great since coming back from that finger injury, who, by the way, is still playing with that cast, which is pretty impressive. The Knicks have 3 bona fide all-star contenders on their team. It's incredible.
And when you talk about Randle's success this year, Tom Thibodeau makes the point repeatedly, and we all have noticed this. Brunson's presence makes things a lot easier for Randle because he doesn't have to pound the ball to create his own shot. If you watch the Knicks, Randle's completely different this year. He's not pounding the ball in the post. He's not dominating possessions with one-on-one play. He's getting all of these points, Rebecca, in the flow of the offense because Brunson is doing, of course, the majority of the ball handling, and it makes things so much easier for Julius Randle. It's really worked out well, the two-man dynamic between Brunson and Julius.
It has, and there's so much talent on this team that I love that Coach Thibodeau now has the flexibility to decide who he wants to close these games down the stretch. Sometimes it's Quickly, sometimes it's Grimes. It's usually always RJ, Jalen, and Julius. He's just got so many different options. Mitchell Robinson has been incredible. And then the guys who come in, Obi Toppin making his way back into that rotation. So it's been really exciting to see how well they're all kind of coming together and how well the pieces are fitting together too.
You know, Rebecca, we got to mention Emmanuel Quickly because he has been so versatile. When Brunson was out, he was running the point, he was scoring like 25 a game. When he played off of Brunson, when RJ was out, he still made a valuable contribution. And now off the bench in the last couple of games, he's gone for double figures, middle double figures, 14, 17, whatever the case may be. And Tom Thibodeau calls him indispensable. And if you talk about the closing five, there are going to be times, and there have been a lot of times when Quickly is in that closing five.
Yeah, and guess what? It's because of his defense too. And I think that's the thing about Quick. He's such a dynamic offensive player, and he's so much fun to watch offensively that you almost lose sight of how good he is defensively too. And it's really been fun to see that progression for him as a player this season, because his IQ, no pun intended,
there you go, Rebecca,
is just so high that he tells me that he's able to now see these plays developing before they come together. He knows these playbooks of the other teams inside his head. So he feels like he's out there on the floor, always one step ahead defensively. And I think that's so big for this team too.
All right. So we're optimistic about so much right now. Hopefully the Knicks keep it going. They have a stretch here against Washington, Atlanta, Toronto, and then it gets a little more challenging, Rebecca. So big games ahead. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time here on Knicks in 6.